Okay, yeah, Fly. If I'll read off what you say. Okay, just if you could send it in trading chat. I mean, everyone else can read it, but for the people who aren't looking, I'll read it for them. Or research. Hi, my name is Alan. Fly says. I'm gonna give it a few more minutes before we start. If anyone would like to say anything, that's okay. Kino says hi. I assume he doesn't have a mic. Good morning. What time is it for you guys? Where are you? Who's that? Hendrix?
East Coast of Australia, man. I went to bed early, got up, had breakfast.
Wow, man.
So I could just join
Wow.
for this.
That's real dedication right there. Thank you for coming in. Thank you everybody who's here. It means a lot.
This is gonna be really nerdy. Even have some cussing in it. I don't know. Might not be workplace appropriate.
Social anxiety. I can't talk. That's okay. I'll be your voice. Gonna wait a few more minutes for people to come in.
Hi, dropping off.
Why says if we do it in trading chat, the herp and derp will be mixed with the voice discussion. Forrest, if you could lower your activation volume, actually.
No, you said.
I mean, yeah, raise it. Yeah, you're right. My bad. Lower whatever it is. Make it like less.
Yeah, I've got a lot of background noise. Sound any better now?
Yeah, it's better. Holy shit, there's a lot of you. All right, who has a mic here? Can we just sound off for a second?
Here.
Yeah, I got one then.
Here.
If you want to wait.
So,
All right, that's around 5. But yeah, I guess.
Mike here.
All right, 6, I guess. Anyone else?
Surely we got more mics than this.
I mean, I could talk, but I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
That's all right, man.
That's okay. Yeah.
I don't really know much about the coins we're talking about, so except for BT.
Well, that's why I'm here. So, I suppose we can start now. How is everyone?
Very sleepy.
Really early and or really late for some of you, so I appreciate sell us on Feathercoin, Alan. I don't think I could tell you on Feathercoin. I actually was not expecting this at all. I woke up and I was just blown away by how it was doing. But today we want to talk about RLC. So for the past couple weeks now, I think it's been about 2 weeks we've had this plan. We've been in the research center. We took our skilled traders, like our genies, the people who do really well in fantasy portfolio, and we voted on a coin. Uh, what happened at first was RLC and NAV was actually tied, but we took another vote and RLC won by just a little bit. So that's going to be for November, but we can also talk about NAV as well, since that looks like it's also a good pick. How many of you guys don't know what RLC is at all? This is like your first time hearing about it.
About it in chat, but I haven't really researched it. I know about NAV though, because I've got investments in that.
Going deeply yet.
I heard the basics.
That's okay. So RLC, the name for it is I execute or I exec. Really weird name, but it has some pretty good technology behind it. Their headquarters is in France, so the guy behind it is he's a Frenchman. It launched back in April, the 19th of April, actually, of this year. And there's about 6 million in rotation. The guy's name is Gilles Fedac. He has a PhD and he's worked on like plenty of other projects in France. He's worked with the French National Institute for Research in Computer Science. PhD in what? Good question. I don't know. There's just a PhD behind his name, so I suppose that it probably has to do with something technology based. PhD and PhD, yeah, pretty much. Go on and breathe real heavy if y'all would like.
Please.
No.
Fly.
Just, if you can talk, man, talk. Just, I know this is a bit off topic. I'm just looking at TC and it seems to have dropped. So I know there's like a tweet that's gone out about it.
So there's a big difference between RLC wants to their main market is to go to developers. So developers who are looking to deploy their projects on the blockchain platform, but Golem is more so for rendering. Recently, they were at DevCon 3 and their CEO had a talk with them, and they've made some pretty big breakthroughs. Basically, they figured out a way where it's like they can get the developers to earn RLC tokens by renting out their applications on the blockchain. So they can also promote their business for the first time on the App Store for decentralized applications. Their targeted sectors are applications focused on AI, big data, IoT, fintech, and green IT. So they're really focusing on, they're looking forward into the future of tech.
do.
I think Hackerman wants me to talk for him. Yeah, so yeah, like I said, Golem is a decentralized render farm for now. I did read that they were planning on expanding their markets, but the good thing about Golem focusing their interests on rendering is that that's where the money is in the business, for instance, for right now, because you don't have many normal people looking to rent out, cloud computing services. So I think it's a smart pick for them, but I don't think it's the best way to go, personally.
Long term. Yeah.
Okay, so Hackerman says they posted on their Slack that IBM Cloud has shown interest into RLC. I believe Fly works for IBM. Am I correct about that? My brother, okay. Kino says, what is a cloud service and how can it be rented? Well, I can't tell you exactly for sure the nitty gritty of how it exactly works, but I don't think they're not exactly in full development yet. Like they're not, it's not ready yet. They're still working on a lot of that tech to get that ready to go. But I don't know. Companies are big. He wouldn't know and wouldn't have a way to find out. So I couldn't tell you for sure how like it works, but you would use it's based off of the Ethereum blockchain, so you would use their tokens to rent out that space. And because it's decentralized, I imagine it being far cheaper than other products or services. So it would be in competition with products like Microsoft Azure. I don't know if you guys are aware of that, but it's also a cloud computing platform. Hackerman says that's why the partnership rumor was IBM. Oh, I see.
Is that what caused the spike in RLC?
Yeah, I think that's what Hackerman was trying to say. That's what caused it. He's typing. You know what? This would be far easier if you want me to talk for you, if you could message me directly like Hackerman is doing. It was blatantly denied by the devs. Well, I imagine that sort of information they would sign off on it, like they would sign off an NDA for something like that. But is that how they do it in France? I know that's how we would do it in America, and IBM is an American company, I believe. So, but I think it might be slightly different. Someone should make a decentralized cloud hosting coin like AWS, IBM SoftLayer. So there is something kind of like AWS right now, Scicoin. I was an investor in that for a little bit, but I got out recently. The problem with Scicoin, and Scicoin kind of relates to RLC in a big way. The problem with Scicoin is that its marketing is not very good, and it's really hard to compete with a like a super, almost like a super, a crazy company like Amazon right now. So Scicoin's not doing that well. Its price spiked a little bit, but it went down way, way, way low because I think that it's hard to implement something like that. But the difference between Scicoin and RLC is Scicoin is mostly based off of cloud storage, and RLC is mostly based off of cloud computing. And it's really hard to compete with, mega giants like AWS right now because it's so heavily implemented. Hackerman says they did say the interest was confirmed, but it wasn't the partnership. They partnered with Signals, which was the news. They also partnered with Request a while back. Request is also a really great coin right now. Thanks for thanking me, Kino. I don't want to dominate the conversation, so you guys can just come in at any time. I don't want to be domineering over you guys. This is a conversation. I was just speaking for Fly and Hackerman there.
I was going to say that's the same reason I got out of side, but does RLC have a good backing? Does it have a good community? Just like researching it now. I don't know if anybody knows.
RLC is still fairly new. 1 second. Fly, also on the decentralized resources thing, if anyone wants to invest in storage, the coin to buy will always be Filecoin. It's made by Protocol Labs, who invented IPFS, implementary file system. Interesting. Hackerman, I run their Discord, I know. Interplanetary. So for RLC, if we plan to campaign for it, what we have to mainly do is target developers because that's who's going to be using it the most. So we have to, basically what I'm asking is, in your specific countries, in your specific experiences, where do you see the most developers and how can we get their attention? You guys can speak in chat. You guys can message me to speak for you.
I was going to say, I don't actually know, because probably the best person to ask would be Ziggy, because he lives in Sydney, where the big tech hubs are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anyone lives in Melbourne, because there's no activity where I am in terms of tech. Yeah. I was just reading something that recent AMA with RLC, they were talking about possible cooperation with Gold. I don't know if that's true. It's just on Reddit.
Do you have a link that you can share with us?
Yeah, I'll share it with everyone.
Hackerman says, should look into Feathercoin when it cools down. Fly asks, does anyone know what types of operations are efficient to use RLC for? Are we looking for programmers to write software? What type of things would be useful to run on RLC? Point of sale oriented coin. So what I do know is exec plans on marketing towards finance to begin with. But as for that, there doesn't seem, they plan to work directly with companies for right now, which I think is a smart move, because doing regular marketing through like Twitter or Instagram or something like that, it wouldn't really have much of an effect. But if you go directly to the companies that would implement this type of tech, would drive up the price significantly. So what we have to do is, as I said before, market to developers, because that's who's going to be using it most. There are sites like forums like XDA. They've done a lot of YouTube interviews. I saw like the CEO has done many interviews, but a lot of them, of course, they're not as big as something else that would be implemented for more people. Is our goal to make this coin more successful, not just our personal gain? Yes. That's the difference between us and pump and dumps. I think I should make that very, very clear. You might be wondering, like, oh, what's the difference between pump and dumps and us if we're just, trying to drive the price of the coin? That's not really that is the goal, but that's not really our final goal. Our goal is to basically hold these coins that have real value to them, not just pumping the coin for sudden gains. So we plan on holding RLC, but I think that anyone who does choose to invest with us, and right now it's a great price, this is more of a longer term bet. And what I mean by that is throughout maybe a month, maybe even longer, but we want it to be as... So why not leverage the power of Discord and Reddit as network marketing? Yeah, so Reddit as well. There's plenty of subreddits that developers, I'm sure they use. So we can definitely market towards there. Does anyone here have a background in any sort of, how should I say, promotion? Maybe if they've ever dabbled in marketing, or if they've ever dabbled in journalism, anything like that. I have a background in network marketing and social media marketing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Fiverr's great. I swear by Fiverr. I'm head of operations for a Christian school. It sounds like a lame job, but they pay pretty well, so it's great. A lot of what I do is just outsourcing a lot of the work to Fiverr, because it's really cheap and they do good work most of the time. Not for our logo, though. I was very disappointed on our new logo. Mm-hmm. What kind of companies are we looking for? So the companies that would implement cloud computing the most, just to ballpark, I suppose startups. Many different startups that need that sort of computing. SaaS companies? Yeah, probably. So it is for 3D cloud rendering and stuff too, Blizzard says. I suppose that you could implement it in that way. I hope they plan on going that route as well, because cloud rendering is where the money is at. That's where the supercomputer market is for cloud rendering and for things like aerospace and, that sort of deep rendering. Is BTD in the chat? Okay. Yeah, I assume he doesn't. He's not for that. Fly. I think it would be difficult as investors in technology to market to corporations without being employees/agents of the company. The only way I can see this being feasible is if we acted as support for the company. I agree. He also says, supposing the company does decide that they are interested, what do we say to them? If we made materials and threw them around the companies, they would want to know more or talk to someone who is prepared to answer questions and offer support. We would plan beforehand on how to deal with the situation. Yeah, so for right now, I think what they're doing, what their team at RLC is doing, is finding these companies and setting up relationships with them. But I think what we could essentially do is just spread awareness of it, since we're not necessarily employees. But as investors, we do. There is a incentive for us to, spread this awareness. Whether it be through articles, Reddit posts, Steam posts, if any of you guys are in Steam. I hope you are.
Yeah. I do Reddit because I'm constantly on Reddit, so I can just mention that sort of thing. I'm just looking at the roadmap right now.
It's not very clear what the fuck they're even going to do. Apparently, I can't remember the name, but they've done some marketing for another crypto coin and shit, but I don't know how far that went. But a lot of the people are just saying they've no idea what they're doing. So I'd find some interest to see what they're going to do first, and then maybe we can tackle from another side. So if they're going to focus on one, aim to do another one. But I need more details of that. From what I could tell, they've just signed up with them and they've not really had a brief of them. So it's kind of like, woo, PR company. And then it's like nothing else. But I was trying to get some more specifics, like what they're going to be running, Facebook ads, that kind of stuff. And no one could give me an answer. So it's like they've blindly gone into a PR company that's world without any idea.
On finding that information. Thank you. And also thank you for making the RLC Discord, Hackerman. Yeah, so their marketing and marketing these cryptocurrencies is very difficult because not only do you have to market the coin or the asset itself, but you also have to market cryptocurrency and the blockchain, and it seems like very woo and and a lot of people don't really understand it. But as crypto gains maturity, that will become easier. There's a lot of developers looking to get into it, so maybe marketing to the people who want to get into blockchain I think that if we just look for as many developers as we can, like finding subreddits, if you guys can look around and see where we can find these people who would be interested in developing these. I really do recommend startups because startups need that cloud computing. I think we could do some real marketing on it that way versus doing it on Facebook or doing it on, you can target developers on Facebook. And I'm sure that if we can, gain some capital to, if we can raise some funds to perform that sort of marketing, it can do well that way. But that would require us raising funds for that. So if you guys would like to invest. But they got in already. Yeah, so I think when it comes to buying RLC, I should say that anything sub right now it's 66K. I keep saying it, but anything sub 68K would be a good price. It's the lowest of low right now. I don't think it could go any more lower. There's like some major resistance here, so fly. Another thing that we can find developers on the blockchain tech, we should bring them into Cryptex now that we are experimenting with Bitcoin compatible programming and forking. Yes, so the GRS fork that you're planning. It's not a pump and dump. We are trying to buy, hold early. K is right. Big boy, so what is the new coin? RLC. But that's not the only thing that we have to talk about today. Or, you know, we can talk about other things as well. I didn't want to just get you guys here to chill RLC all day. Why RLC? So RLC was chosen by our skilled members. Yeah, we voted on it. So, and we believe that it's very, very, it's very promising. One was the vote. Yeah, so you would have to be a special member to actually vote on that. Members that did really well on our fantasy portfolio, or members that are reporters or have done enough TA on here, whereas we gave them a special role, or are genies, whereas they've made calls before that has led to a lot of people making a lot of money. So the volume on RLC right now is 175K, which is fairly low.
Talking about Disney rendered its new energy supercomputer, so I'm guessing that would be a good possibility for like a movie studio is getting in there for rendering. Yeah, maybe even like a smaller studio that wanted, you know, or not a studio, maybe some.
Yeah.
You just don't have the money to buy a bigger computer, and it's not worth it at all.
Geographical locations that did Big Hero 6.
It was a good movie. Big Hero 6 for the kids. And, you know, I think you're onto something there. I wonder where those the people who make animations, where do they look for that sort of tech? Timmy Tick says the issue with RLC is they have no awareness. Hackerman and I have been in their Slack, and a lot of investors are frustrated because they make no effort to design promotional to share on Reddit. Yeah. So I suppose that's what our job would be as investors.
I guess resource for promotion.
Oh wait, that's his wrong page. That's like his website himself. He does have a website. be a great place to market that sort of thing. There's a lot of devs there that look into I'm hella new to this, but I just want to say you got way too nice of a voice, Alan. Thank you, I guess. Think as if you were someone who needs the cloud computing and doesn't know where to get it. For example, look into Google results for cloud computing. Good thinking, Kino. Things that come up are services like IBM Cloud, Microsoft Azure, like we spoke of before, and this is where it would be. This is where it would be competing with. So, I think the best way to come across this is to pay for search results on Google, Bing, and other services. Facebook is really undervalued right now when it comes to their services, but I'm not sure how many people, like as I said before, I'm not sure how many people are looking on Facebook for that sort of information, but we can look into it some more. As Hackerman was saying, he's done like quite a bit of research on that.
People hear the word blockchain and have no idea what the hell's going on. Like, they're just completely oblivious to it. So I don't know if it's crypto groups on Facebook. I don't know. I don't know if anyone has any experience with those.
This a while ago, but we're going to be making a Facebook. We recently made a Twitter. We recently made an Instagram, and I think that we should start marketing on Facebook as well for Cryptex. But I wanted to read off what Kyle says. As a uni student, I know that many universities around the world travel to certain places just to run some of their programs on supercomputers. There's a market there too. Interesting. So universities as well.
The developers.
Not yet. What do you think would be the best way to get in touch with them?
The Julian's.
Rip. Did he leave or did someone kick him? That's the question.
Disconnected because he was.
Timmy, I've checked their website using Systrix. Their traffic just isn't here for the keywords they compete with. Yeah, that's why paying for Google AdWords would be the best way to go. They're starting literally from the bottom, and they're competing with a lot of different giants like Microsoft and IBM. So they need to incentivize. They need to incentivize using their product more. Saya tried this by making. I don't know how many of you guys are, invested in Saya or know about it, but with their cloud storage software, it's technically cheaper than AWS, but AWS is just such a giant that it takes over everything. Yeah, go ahead, Hackerman. You disconnected.
My voice cut off. Yeah. I was saying, if you try and speak to one of them, you can figure out how they want it to be marketed and what sectors they're primarily aiming for first. And then if you piggyback off what they're doing, give us a better shot of what we're doing. Because I know they're at conferences all the time. They've been at DevCon 3 in the past few days.
Yeah.
If you're a member of the RLC Discord, if you go on there and look for Julien, the French spelling of Julien, you can probably speak to him directly. And from what I can tell, they're up for being promoted and stuff like that. They're not really against it. So he'll help you out with any questions there. But I think one of the first protocols is speaking to the developers themselves. How we can help it, because we might just be barking in the complete wrong direction.
No, you have a point there.
So if we get on the RLC Discord, show them that. Because I think they're a bit reluctant to naturally embracing Discord as well, which, as we've seen in the past, does work wonders. So if we start growing a community there, then they can think, oh yeah, but it is worth doing. And then more of the devs come over, and then, you know, it's benefiting there. But on the Slack, I know they're active to a degree where they speak everybody half an hour or so. But I think that's definitely one of the first things you should do is contact them, whether you drag them into Cryptex or join their Slack. And we did with GRS. We spoke to Jackie and just said, we think your product's really good. Do you mind if we market it? And she was like, no. He was like, no, it's fine. So then we just asked shitloads of questions, got all our information about what the product is, what it's aiming to do, any of the technical questions you're going to get asked, and then we ran off with a pack there of information to go with. So when you first start advertising it, the question, boom, we've got the answer. You're not blindly advertising something and then going, oh shit, I'll go and ask them.
Exactly. Yeah, man.
You'll go in there first. I'm off now anyway, so just update me by message because I'm at the gym.
Sure thing, man. Thank you for your input. Yeah.
Oh, no worries. If you need to get in touch with anyone or you need the invite, just let us know.
Fly says we should ask the developers if they have marketing materials for us to collect, so we have stuff to give out. Yeah. Getting in contact with the main developers.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
That's a pretty good way to come across it.
Are we able? I thought that was like talking from my. To get like all of this information pinned, like the Twitter, the Reddit, not Reddit, Cryptex's Instagram, RLC's Discord, all of that information.
For RLC?
Yeah, and Cryptex.
I will, yeah, okay. So I'll link all that information right now.
Make it easier.
So this is the Discord for RLC?
Hacker does a lot of promoting, doesn't he?
Does anybody know anyone that is involved in, somebody that's using something similar to RLC right now?
Fly wanted me to read this. If we made materials and threw them around to companies, we would know more or talk to someone who is prepared to answer questions and offer support. We would need a plan beforehand on how to deal with this situation. Did I miss anything else? Another thing that we can find developers on blockchain techs, we should bring them into Cryptex now that we're experimenting. Okay, yeah, I got that part. So yeah, talking with the main devs. Let's find a Twitter for the main devs and see if we can get in touch with them. They have to have Twitter. If they don't, I'm going to be very, very upset.
See what I can find.
Found one. Here's their Twitter.
Followers.
And someone wanted us to share our Twitter as well. So we just started our Twitter recently, and our Twitter is going to consist of persistence. Does it have a future? What are you what are you speaking to exactly? So our Twitter is going to consist of a lot of the information that that a lot of you guys bring. So we're going to take a lot of our analysis content and we are going to say, hey, this member did, you know, recommends this, or we're going to be posting their charts and their TA, and it's more going to be consist of a group effort. Ken, I'm not 100% sold on RLC, I must say. So yeah, what I should probably mention is that I in no way want to tell you guys like, hey, you should definitely invest in this. This is just what our researchers came to agree upon, and we're going to do a new one every single month. So even if you don't like this specific coin and you don't really believe in the future of this one, we're going to do another one, and you can always participate in that one instead. So I just wanted to make that clear.
To have like Cryptex, like on Twitter, like people's TAs and stuff. Maybe we should start an area where we can like put resources in, like, you know, basic TA stuff, so people can get up to scratch with those things as well.
Yeah, which one? Who said that exactly? Which one? Hendrix? Yeah, man. So a lot of it, it's really hard to just like have a whole bunch of people run one Twitter, but I want to be able to give like some of you guys, if you guys would be interested in Twitter specifically, if you're interested in helping out the Twitter team, we could get much more content out way faster than if I were just doing it or if just one of our mods were doing it. Not only that, but we're also looking into YouTube as well. One of our members, Cosmonaut, everyone loves his TA. He's a really smart guy. He is going to be a big part in our YouTube content. We're actually live streaming this right now, believe it or not. So we want to get into this a little bit more. I will also link the YouTube. Feathercoin would be easier to market. Just a few mentions. People connect it with all the marketing and hype that has already been for VTC and GRS. Yeah, you know, Feathercoin, I remember Feathercoin back when it was one of the only altcoins way back when. I remember it initially did really well, but people saw that, hey, how are we really going to implement this? And the price kind of went down over time. But now with VTC and GRS and, you know, the promotion of non-ASIC based coins, it's starting to do very, very well. I did not expect it to make this major of a comeback, but I think a lot of that is just a testament to VTC and GRS. Holy shit, there's a lot of you. And thanks again for coming, everyone. You know, our inner research team can do more planning as to RLC, but for now, what I'm going to do personally is try to get in touch with the exec team. I'm going to send out like a message to them now and trying to get in touch with them and telling them, hey, we want to get Cryptex behind this, and trying to do that. So I'll leave that to me to get that done, and then hopefully we hear something back. But for now, we can move on to something else. I don't want to bore you guys about RLC too much. The coin that actually tied with RLC in the vote was Nav coin. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware of that, right?
Nav's a really interesting coin. It just goes up and then goes down and then goes back up. It just never ends consistently.
Yeah.
It goes up. It looks like it's past its resistance, and then somehow it just drops past that and goes back down to its support.
Well, Navcoin might be undervalued as well because it actually it's very tied in with the whole privacy market right now. So Zcash and also Monero, which are $100 coins, like very, very, they're prime right now. And Nav is like fairly low for having that sort of tech behind it. So I think that's why it scored pretty high amongst our researchers. So I think the difference between Nav and Zcash and Monero is that they have like a second blockchain behind it that adds like another layer of encryption. So that's the tech that is, I suppose, is the future. Wasn't Nav on PBC at some point? I actually am not aware of that personally. Does anyone know about that, Nav and PBC? I also really wanted to talk about loopring today.
Never heard of it.
Do you guys think you can give me like a 1-second break? I'm just going to go to the bathroom really quick.
Yeah, that's good. Sure, everyone should have like a drink break or something.
All right, I'm back. Gotta go have fun with Alan and his beautiful voice. You guys are nice. Thanks, Mr. Holystone. Yeah, thanks for coming, everyone. Hi guys, just got back from dinner. Can someone give me a small summary? So far, we've talked about Nav and RLC, and our plan is, for now, I'm going to contact the devs, get a solid plan as to where we should market this the most, and ask a few questions. So if you guys could send me a few questions that I can throw to the devs, if there's anything immediately on your mind, or if you think of something later on that we should ask them, send it to me directly, and I can make sure I get that going. And it's better to send it to me so I can actually remember to ask them that. I hate when I get in meetings with people and I think, oh man, I got to ask them this. And then we just go on some kind of riff and we, you know, and I forget. So if you guys could direct message me that. Fly also messaged me. Thank you for saying above this line has been spoken, because it's hard to get all of these. Future of hard privacy coins is debatable. They do not have SegWit and might not be compatible with SegWit, so they will continue to be on the Lightning Network decentralized exchanges. Yeah, but you know, the privacy market will not be. Yeah. So let me reread that. They do not have SegWit and might not be compatible with SegWit, so they will not be on Lightning Network decentralized exchanges. So that would be something like Vertcoin. So when Vertcoin has their full, you know, setup going, those privacy coins will not be there. But I think the privacy coin market does have a good basis behind it. So if you guys are aware, the whole deep web community and with the darknet markets, I think that's what's primarily pushing a lot of these coins like XMR for a lot of the big guys like Alphabay before it got taken down, Dream Market. They support coins like XMR and Zcash. So don't ask me how I know about that. I'm just letting you guys know. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if they implement SegWit or Lightning Network, they're basically compromising privacy, and their own security.
Precisely.
So that's definitely not going to happen. But as you said, there's going to be a market for it. I mean, I'm looking at the statistic right now. Monero is one. No idea where NAV sits in that, though. I'll let you see this. That's what I'm looking at.
Golem. And also, what is that one called? Hold up. There's another one that's fairly small. I can't remember off the top of my head what it is. Getting messages.
Another question. With the privacy coins, is there any need for them to have SegWit or Lightning Network, especially if they're going to be used mostly in the deep web community?
Could you say that again?
I was going to say, is there any need for the privacy coins like Monero?
Yes. So yeah. So like I was saying before, the darknet markets, those are like the primary. But other than that, I think a lot of people, I hate to say it, but for a lot of crime-based markets like money laundering and I mean, it's still a market, so I don't think that it would necessarily be morally bad to invest in these privacy coins. It's not like you're committing the crime, but for like money laundering and things like that. Fly wanted me to speak about preview.altcoin.io. It's in the main chat if you guys want to take a look at it. It seems to be nearing release and will allow trading from your wallet. It's a decentralized exchange. This movement can disrupt ICOs and non-SegWit coins value massively and will drive value towards the coins that are compatible with atomic swap tech. Yeah, so with atomic swaps, I think that a lot of these exchanges are going to lose a lot of money. And Kino, I saw your message. Thank you for wanting to get involved. I will speak with you directly after this.
The only thing is, privacy coins will be there. Like, from our point of view as investors, they're probably not the best idea, especially if they're going to reduce in value, but they'll always be present. But they will never have a need for SegWit, would they? Oh, they can be hit with regulation now.
I'm sorry, I'm just typing something really quick.
Information. Sure, I think we're talking about both, man.
Okay, so while I have everyone's attention really quick, could you guys do Cryptex a favor? Could we upvote this post I just made on Reddit? We are nearing 3,000 members. So thank you everyone who's joined so far. I just posted it in here. It got removed.
Yeah, it's removed.
Damn, that was fast. That was really, really fast. Holy shit. I can still see it though. I literally just posted that. Automod prob, yeah. It's whatever. Oh wait, this might be... Maybe we can just target it to a different one. Yeah, if you guys could make Reddit posts and stuff like that we can upvote, that would be awesome. You can also earn other roles that way, so we know that you're a cool guy. Or just, share it with your friends and stuff. We're not really focused on being the biggest cryptocurrency group. We just want to be the best cryptocurrency group. And we want to make sure that everyone here is, taken care of.
No, Alan, you might know which subs to avoid. I know Bitcoin are really
yeah.
Like if you say anything bad about Bitcoin, they'll instantly delete you and block you. Anyone know of like the good sub, like the ones to avoid? Because I'm not putting anything on Bitcoin. If I even remotely ask a question and ask, is Bitcoin centralized, I get banned basically.
BitcoinTalk.org, this forum, Kenan says. That BitcoinTalk.org, it's pretty good. I pull a lot of, I'll be honest with you guys, I do love Reddit, but I don't really get most of my information from there. I think what I mostly do is I have like Google send me messages as to new news and stuff for different altcoins that I'm into, and Bitcoin, of course. So I think Reddit can be a great place to look for that sort of information, but I don't really trust a lot of censored places, you know, because there's conflict of interest there. And Hackerman is back.
There's also another problem with Reddit. People don't like you saying anything negative about a coin that they've invested in.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's truthful, and that's sort of the problem, because it doesn't help the company if everyone just sits there and says this is a great coin and it's going to move. Everyone just sort of like it doesn't actually change the company's culture. So we need to be aware of that, especially with the RLC, that we can still screw and not get too invested to the way that we fall in love with them and we just don't want them to fail, and we just be able to scrutinize them and give them creative, constructive feedback. This is really no point. I know that DGB was on there Reddit and it's just horrible. Absolutely horrible. Sorry, Keenan, I can't talk any louder, man. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning and everyone's still asleep.
On this whole Reddit post thing. Oh my god, how many people are in this right now? This is great. I know a lot of you guys are just listening in, but this is pretty good. This proves that our retention is doing fairly well. Reddit post, yeah. So we're making another Reddit post for Cryptex to sort of ping people as to, hey, join our cryptocurrency group. You know how it goes. It really does help. I think Reddit and YouTube are probably the best so far. You guys.
Worth it.
Thing. Yeah, so I think you missed that part. Again, maybe I should say it again to make it clear. We are not trying to be the biggest group in the world. There's plenty of other groups and stuff like that that are just focused on being big, but the thing about being big is that there's a lot of chaos. I like this size right here. If we can just like control our membership, we can actually get some things done instead of having people spam memes in the chat. As much as we love memes, but it's not necessarily productive to what we're trying to get done.
Facebook groups. I don't know if anyone's got any Facebook
Space Station.
Everyone thinks it's moving. If it drops by $10, everyone thinks it's crashing. Spam the shit out of it. So avoid being those people because it's just horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. A Hackerman's meme got me. Someone asked me earlier if I invested in Vercoin. I did. I don't like to put my thoughts on what I'm investing in because I don't want to necessarily, if too many mods are pushing like, hey, we're investing in this, I don't want you guys to consider this place as like a show group to whatever we're investing. This place, we're trying to make it as unbiased as possible. It's okay for people to be wrong. It's okay for people to state like their opinions as to why they would invest in something or why they wouldn't. And those conversations lead to a lot more productive investing. So it's okay when we have two different people who are like, hey, GRS is better than VTC. We want them to compete. We want to be able to see the differences, and Dogecoin is for sure the best.
cryptocurrency career.
Yeah. I I remember back when it was just starting out and I was telling my friends about Bitcoin, and I was like, yeah, you guys should invest in Dogecoin for the memes. It's gonna go high. It actually did do like fairly well from like its beginning. I'm surprised it really made this far because Dogecoin is higher than coins like Myriad, I believe. So it's kind of crazy. Actually, Myriad might be a little bit higher right now. uh, Maybe we should shift our focus to Loopring. How many of you guys have heard about that one? So, older Reddit post, will it get seen? I can't, I'm not sure. Just wondering. Like if we all just started like upvoting it right now, since I can't post a new one to our cryptocurrency. I was going to try our Bitcoin, but I'm thinking that might get taken down.
Cryptocurrency, because that's pretty big, isn't it? There's a lot of
pretty well, but if we like really ping it right now,
my tokens from that group, and I'll throw those in there as well.
was actually the post that got Cryptex started, so this is very nostalgic. Make a new post too. Well, I just want to say, like, I want to say that you've always been pretty great with the upvotes, man. Like, I really appreciate you. I mean, everyone here. It's awesome to have everyone here, but he's always like the first one, which is awesome. I thought that was worth saying. Desperate? Nah, he's just a nice guy.
Is that you, Alan?
Piggy bank? If you can't upvote, that might mean that you have to subscribe to the subreddit itself. So if you try that, that might work. The dog.
I'm sorry, a bit later. What's the consensus on RLC?
That explains it. Slide. Honestly, I don't remember the technical mumbo jumbo, man. I'm still off. looking at developers, right? Promoting it and getting material, and then using social media as a platform as well.
All right, I'm back.
You had someone just, sorry, I don't remember what. Somebody just asked about RLC.
Did someone ask me a question?
Me.
What was up?
I got in a little bit later because I was having dinner, so I was wondering what the consensus was on RLC.
All right, so with RLC, I think that I think pretty much we've already voted on it, so I think that it's going to be the coin for this month. But what I'm actually going to leave it up to me to talk to the exec team. I just messaged them on Twitter. Hopefully, I can get a response. What we want, I didn't really finish. Basically, what we want to do is hear from them as to what they think would be the best way to go about this. After this, what we could do is anyone who has a past in marketing or anything like it can, write blog posts and get things going that way. So the plan is that I'm going to make a plan. Unfortunately, it's not very set in stone as to right now. I just want to, I think Hackerman really hit the nail on the head, as we like to say around here, with the getting in touch with the iExec team and hearing from them exactly, instead of just blindly doing it. What about using Steemit? Yeah, I'm a fine proponent of Steemit itself. But this meeting wasn't necessarily just to shill RLC. That's not really what we want to do here. We wanted to talk, just talk in general. We want to make Cryptex more legitimate. So having these conversations with you guys can really, put our focus on where it needs to be.
Great.
Oh, I just got a really good message from Timmy. I don't know what site this is exactly. This might be LinkedIn, but communications, he found this guy, Julian Beringer, or how you whatever say it. And there's information from here on Slack. I need to get on Slack. Discord is just really awesome. We have a Cryptex Slack, believe it or not, but Discord is just way better in almost every way. But it seems like that's where a lot of the tech guys are on, so. All right, guys. So I just made a new Reddit post. If you guys can upvote this too, that would really, really help. I will love you forever. Also, if you upvote this right now, if you could send something in chat or react to it, I can give you the turkey. And the turkey is only available in November. No, it seems kind of stupid. Why would I want a turkey? But it's cool. For the memes, man. Not really for the memes, but we track the people who help in that regard. So you guys would probably have access to new things that we start. So the fantasy portfolio, it was given access to a lot of the people who had pumpkins last month for helping us out. So it released there first. So if we ever have new bots or just new ways to, you know, make this thing better and we have to test something out first, you guys would see it first. I need my pumpkin and turkey. You can only get a pumpkin in October, man. If I just gave it to you, it wouldn't be right. You can do it next October, though. I can give you a turkey, though. Oh, someone just gave it to you anyway. Thanks, mods. Aside from that, I kind of started on loop ring, but we got kind of sidetracked.
Hey, quick question for you.
Sure, what's up?
Here we can see the discussion that led to the votes. Learn more about
yeah, so that we do have. All right, so we do have a secret chat for like people who've done pretty well on portfolio and have done pretty well on those types of things, and we haven't opened it up to the regular chat only because I think maybe, you know what, I think maybe we can let everyone read it, but we want to specifically keep it to the people who have like really proven themselves here. It's not anything against anyone who hasn't proven themselves, but it's just to serve as like a more focused place that, you know, that isn't as catch-all like trading chat.
I think it would help with the goal of transparency as well if you at least let us read it.
So I made it. Yeah, I agree. And trust me, you know, we have had many situations here that have whereas people were like, hey, we should, you know, shill certain things, or we should, you know, tell everyone to go on this. And I've made it my goal, and just my, like, it would go against all of my morals to do anything here that that's untrustworthy. So right when we voted on it, I let you guys know about it instantly. I would never put you guys in a situation where it's like we would be profiting offense. So I think I will open it up for reading in the research center, but I'm still going to keep it closed down on sending messages, only because we really want to promote this chat to be very, very focused. But I will allow for reactions.
Right on. That's appreciated.
And you guys can just see how that chat went about. Can anyone record this conversation with chat? So technically right now we are live streaming, so you could look back at the live stream on our YouTube, Mr. Holystone. I don't know if he's in chat, but I'll message it to him.
Transcribing.
Do you do transcriptions?
I feel like it's fairly straightforward.
I mean, yeah, I suppose. I guess we could look into it. I've never really, you know, I'm not really like a YouTuber in my past. I haven't really done any sort of YouTube type content myself. So, I mean, I don't know if like that's something you have to do manually, or if that's like an automatic process now.
We have like 3 or 4 people on here that do YouTube.
Yeah, we have a whole bunch of YouTubers that we're in contact with. Sensei, Cryptocurency, her content's really good, and then Crypto for Dummies. We want to build more relationships with more YouTubers, so if you guys could message me over some smaller YouTubers that would, you know, like our help, that'd be awesome. That you guys are into, maybe, or maybe even just YouTubers that you're into that we can share theirs that happens to be really helpful?
It's probably not going to help me. I think Power Ledger are doing something near me, like some sort of convention thing. Is anyone like an investor in there? Like, should I actually bother to get information for you guys? I know it's a side question.
I feel very I'll be honest with you completely. I haven't really, and I'm not very proud of this at all. I haven't really done enough research into Power, and I know it's been doing very, very well recently, but it's hard to keep up with every single one of them, you know. So if you can give me a quick, like, little, what's up with Power? What's the tech behind that?
I don't actually know. I'm literally just reading an article about the government, the Australian government, giving them like an $8 million like loan or something. Sorry, gave them $8 million or something. So I don't know. I was going to have a look into it. I just don't know if it's worth it. Allows people to sell their electricity. So it lowers their electricity costs. Australia, though, because we've got so much solar power. I'm just asking if it's worth going. You guys want information? It's not something that I'm probably going to invest in myself.
What I know, like tech behind, like if I know the business behind it, that's the only thing that I really invest in, because, you know, I can't really afford to make investments that are, you know, really out there, and I don't really know how the Australian, you know, how that really goes there. So I would have to look into it a little bit more personally. But you guys can riff off of what you think of Power. I think maybe Cosmonaut wants me to speak for him. I'm not sure, but I will say this for him. Power is a coin going to be used by Australia for the power company. Yeah, like as you know, he said.
There's a couple of ties with some Indian. It was some company name. Look into that.
You know, I like skimmed by that on Reddit, and I really didn't. I thought like, wow, that's cool, but I didn't really look into it. So it was Power. I see. Interesting.
Well, that's what I was bringing up. If they're going to have conventions in Australia, I can always go. I'm sure that Ziggy's available and Big Boy and stuff.
Ziggy's great. I think he would. I wish he could be here right now.
It's like really Australia.
If you could, I'm gonna link it one more time, and then react to it so I can make sure I get those turkeys in there.
People 10 out of 10 will join again. Awesome.
Bitrex main market page won't update anymore. Anyone else experiencing this have to refresh every time to get to the latest coin price. Bitrex, I've never had any issues with Bitrex personally, ever. surprisingly.
That cryptocurrency thing, but I really don't want you guys knowing my Reddit account. It's filled with filth. So
Isn't necessarily new. It's just where we have our skilled traders vote on the coin of the month, and then we use Research Center to coordinate how that would go. You know, if you guys want to be a part of it in the marketing process and in the you know, in the campaigning for it, of course, if you could say something in chat, because I can give you a special role whereas you can talk, but we want it to only be for the conversation on RLC for this month and campaigning for that. And you know, that sort of work. We have trading chat, so if you want to talk about trading, that's okay. Just use trading chat for it. But if you want to do the catch-all sort of trading chat, but if you want to help out with our specific campaigning for our undervalued coin of the month, Research Center, best place for that. And if you could say something, that would be awesome, so I can give you the role for it. Like, I'll help. One, your voice is sexy, Alan. Anything like that, so I know who you are.
Sexy Alan, happy to listen to you for.
Oh, thank you.
If you could just read me the.
Maybe, maybe later. That's a little too raunchy for me. I don't want to get too hot and bothered while I'm in chat with you guys.
Raunchy about organ farming.
Organ harvesting. Yeah. I mean, if you guys are interested in that, I can give you the manuscript link.
Never actually tossed me that.
I fucking forgot. I'm sorry about that. I forgot all about that until you just mentioned it just now. I'm guessing this is Ray's. Be nice, but you can be honest. About loop ring. We keep getting sidetracked. I'm so sorry about that. So if you guys haven't really heard about loop ring before, basically loop technology for investors to make their investments really, really safe. So when you would make a sizable investment into something like BTC, your money isn't in your actual, you can't necessarily control it anymore once you make that investment. And the protocol that Loopring basically uses is called self-executing smart contracts. So when they put in an order for a certain coin detailing what they're buying and what they're selling, the wallet will then authorize Loopring smart contracts to handle the designated amount of money that the person wants to sell. Basically, what this means is that if the order is not completely filled, they can still control their money if they invested in it.
very much with it. Loopring.
That, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm trying to wonder myself, like investing, but investing in what exactly? You know, like it's made for investing, but maybe Cosmonaut would be better into this because he looked into this more deeply than I have, or deeply. Loopring goes hand in hand with this. The white paper for the new NEX platform announced same time. All right, Ken, then I'll send it over to you.
Okay.
Make sure this Google Doc is able to be commented on.
should basically buy up loopring like massively up now, or what?
RLC. Is there any other major recommendations that we haven't heard of? If you say GRS or VTC, I'm going to kick you.
Don't kick me, Alan. Don't kick me. Sorry. Someone's going to say Doge. So.
Fairly recently, I believe it was like June or July, if I'm not mistaken. Really new.
Got from.
It's pretty.
Yeah, it's around.
Finance.
We should.
Sets.
Jeez, but
yeah, it's
last I looked, it was that.
Market right now is 458 BTC on Binance. Well, it hits Bittrex.
What 177 to stake, as well as Satoshis, but I'll try. Does anyone last few days? Yeah.
Was from an hour ago. One of the guys just said their Bittrex is processing about an hour ago for loopring. So that might, I don't want to shill loopring or anything, but if this is from an hour ago, I would try to get it right now. Because I believe it wasn't on Bittrex before loopring. So wow, okay, well, that's pretty recent. That's like some real news right there. Thanks, Timmy. I keep calling you Timmy, but it's TMY tick, so it could be pronounced differently.
I think that's from it's from a couple of weeks ago. I think it's from
that tweet.
It could have.
It's 2 times coin.
Kenan says that I would also like to recommend Modium. Their new CEO has a lending position at GoPro. They have one of the most stacked teams in all of crypto. None of their similar coins are even close. One of the Modium co-founders is head of packaging at Novartis. I think I heard about this, aka the biggest pharma in the world in terms of revenue, which is literally their target group. Modium developed sensors for temp logging, and in the pharma industry, they're amazing with the result. They are located in Switzerland, which is pretty much the global hotspot of pharmaceuticals. They've piloted their product twice, and both times showed amazing results. They are in direct contact with 42 partners, many of whom already tried their product. Their new CEO is making an announcement on the 30th, and they are introducing monthly newsletters / updates.
And I was like, constipation or diarrhea medication. Is that the right one? The one that I linked from? Third, yeah.
Yeah, because of those initial bag holders selling off. They've been around for a month, Kenan says.
History of loopring right now, it's pretty low at the moment. So if it does hit Bitrex, it's gonna go up easily. What does loopring actually do?
So
Specifics.
loopring is basically the investor's sanctuary. Loopring is a better
there or what?
Well, basically they give you more control over your assets. Is you know when Mt. Gox had that whole thing happen with everyone lost their money. Even I lost a little bit of money. I think Fly lost a couple Bitcoin. I'm not sure how many, but when that happened, but it wasn't necessarily transferred to Bitcoin yet, but they still lost their money. And that's where a lot of people, a lot of people were.
Yeah, sorry for breaking
Yeah,
up. Sorry.
yeah, that's fucked. No, it's okay. But yeah, so with loopring, and when you invest in loopring, the difference between that and something like Bitcoin is that your money is like held in an almost escrow type system, whereas you still have control over it, and it's not fully you know, if something does happen, if your order does not go through, you still have that money there. Cosmonaut says loopring does not require members to send tokens to exchanges for custody. Tokens always remain in their blockchain addresses during the whole transaction lifecycle. Members can even transfer their tokens around after orders are submitted. Loopring will automatically adjust trading amount at the initial price. Loopring protects members from threats such as exchange bankruptcies and DDoS. Yeah.
That's why I said they're like a better version of BitShares.
Major news gonna hit tomorrow or soon? What's the thing on that? Some released today, I believe, but nothing significant, which is why the sell-off happened, right?
would, like you're saying, is lootering would be a lot better than, let's say, investing in bit shares. Longevity.
Sorry, I just had to go out for a second. So I don't want to take everyone's time up too much here, but I do have another question for you guys. How many analysts do we have here? People who actually do, technical analysis and or, people who know how to trade. How many of you guys are here? If you guys could speak up in the trading chat really quick. I am a top. I feel bad for Miss Apple sometimes, for more reasons than one. Some of the trades that Miss Apple has made hasn't been very, very nice to her. Yeah, react to Cosmonaut's message if you're TA/CA trader. Yeah. But even if you're fairly new, that's okay, because we basically what I'm working on behind the scenes is developing a system whereas you guys can get paid to do that. So
at the sound of getting paid.
well, I mean, it's okay to like start getting into it just for the work itself, but
who can confirm the finding we come up with, just to be sure, you know. I'm sure someone like that is in this. I know Baines, for example. Baines is, I don't know, we call him. Well, he knows how to look at. That's what I know, at least.
Everyone else, but like I'm not talking about like VTC and stuff, but BTC, like I've been on other discords with people who are like forex traders, and even they can't predict what's going on with BTC. Every resistance barrier just keeps going up. It's crazy.
Exact way whereas we can like where anything is going to go for sure. So I think we should especially not, like, we shouldn't promise anything to anyone. We are in no way trying to give financial advice to anyone. Like, whereas we're sure you should invest in this, but we do have a lot of members that know what the fuck they're doing. So members like Cosmonaut, especially, I mean, I keep talking about him, but like we have members like Cosmonaut, they have been able to just prove themselves through the fantasy portfolio. That's why we have that system there, so as we can see who's like actually doing the work. What we basically want to do is through our website, we want to start sending out signals and newsletters, and whereas people can pay for subscriptions, and we're going to use the revenue from that to not only pay our analysts, but also for marketing for any of the projects that we're in. So for RLC or marketing Cryptex itself, and then supporting, as I said before, supporting our analysts themselves.
To me, I'm all for it.
Affecting the free channels that we have right now.
I think maybe, could you say that one more time?
Affect the free channels that we have now.
What are channels exactly? How do we?
Free channels?
Sorry. The free channels that we have right now, how does that like go against how, like, what's the reason for that versus the channels that we have? So for instance, there's a lot of investors. I have relationships with a lot of people who hear about blockchain and these buzzwords like blockchain, cryptocurrency, and like the fintech and like the future of tech and all of those kinds of things. what we are doing is trying to create a way where it's like we are the people who are actually doing the work, but we want to pull revenue from people who don't want to do the work and just want it reported to them, and we can use that revenue to grow our group in a positive way, and also pay you guys for what you're doing, because I believe in like the work that you guys are doing is worth things to people. So for instance, Cosmonaut just received a very, very hefty donation from a member pretty recently, because if we're making people money, I believe that a lot of people deserve to make that money back.
It sounds fair. I'm all for it.
Yeah, exactly. Andrew has it. He hit the nail on the head. It's creating a pool of analysts, presumably giving the successful analysts more influences and compensating them more. Exactly. Precisely my point.
Actually, like it's a good plan. Why? Because you see people joining the group every day, and they keep asking, "What are good coins to invest in?" So it's definitely something that could work out.
They don't want to do that amount of work, and that's okay, because there's companies for that all around. You know, there's hedge funds, like Miss Apple said, but I think the way that we want to grow is not in a hedge fundy way, but in an index fund way. Whereas it's more of a we're not trying to go for the immediate like pump and dumps. We're really trying to increase our value as a conglomerate.
People, invest into. I would like to see, just because, I mean, just to see what it would be. I took the top 25 coins from the last month and I made that spreadsheet and threw it in, and that's just basically throwing darts at a board. And because the crypto market's doing so well overall, when you're diversified, I mean, you're looking at 14% return in over a month.
Yeah.
I pay, for of my retirement funds and stuff like an IRA, and it's invested, and I'm getting 10% return for the year, and that's good. I mean, that's considered a lot. Great, but I mean, just taking the top 25 coins, I'm sure the people in here that know what they're doing, trading and whatnot, would look, and everyone could say whether they like one coin. There's certainly coins in that thing that people would have said, but we definitely don't want to put in there. I feel like these people put together 25 coins or 30 coins or something like that for a fund for people.
Exactly.
That would do really well.
Exactly. You pretty much that's pretty much it. You got it. That's basically the gist of what we're doing. But a lot of what I have to do personally, as you can't do anal without a partner. Exactly. So I'm going to have to go out, or, maybe if we have some other, I have a lot of background in biz dev myself. So I'm going to have to go out and actually, get people to invest in this and invest in us. But you guys have to prove that, you can manage these portfolios. So a lot of what we're doing, I know it's easy to be in chat and just hang out with your friends and talk about off-topic stuff and trading and just mess around with memes. And I know it's easy to do that, but we really do have a lot of plans for Cryptex as itself. And I hope that you guys believe in Cryptex, because we want to be able to, support everyone here in a positive way. So, being as productive and focused would really, really help us in that goal. And not only does it help, the moderators of Cryptex, it helps you guys, because our jobs is to basically help you. So that's really what I wanted to tell you guys. We're working on ways that we can do this. We've been looking into creating our own coin itself, not really a coin to be used as a currency, but more as a asset, if that makes any sense.
I was also on, I think it was Hot Dog Daddy, I think,
Mhm.
Would be especially for the newbies and like people who don't know much about coins, just to have, I guess not a big list, but like a little small list of coins to avoid. For example, BitConnect, because it's a Ponzi scheme.
We're seeing when it comes to crypto, but as you're saying, my bad, don't mean to cut you off.
Not like having like met people who invested in Tether and told me it's going to go up, and I'm like, no, it's not. It's not going to happen. So
I just wanted to, yeah, fly. We'll talk. I didn't know that. You see, when Fly was doing the whole, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but they plan on forking GRS. Not everyone's like on board with that, but I was really surprised to see that Fly was like had a background in that type of stuff, so I wasn't really aware of it. Fly, my bad. So maybe we can work more. Like me and Fly, we're friends. We've been friends from the beginning, and we like converse. But like I didn't really know that much about it. So maybe we can see the asset a lot faster than before, because our main dev who's doing the asset now, he works on a lot of different projects, and it's been really hard to get in contact with him. But yeah, if you guys want to be a part of this, like this is what Cryptex wants to be as a whole. So this isn't going to be in some secret chat. This isn't going to be like in some like a research center. We want everyone here that participates to get paid in some way. So we're just going to be developing ways that we can do that. But a lot of that takes startup capital. So, I mean, I have paid out of pocket for our website to be developed, but we need more money to be able to, do different things. And I was thinking of ways that maybe we can do that. Maybe we can set up a Patreon, I was thinking, or just maybe a Bitcoin wallet that is, that everyone can donate to. I don't really know, but we want to be, if you do donate to the project, we want to be able to give you some of that asset in return. So if you guys are looking to, invest in Cryptex itself, you can contact me or Fly, and we can figure out a system as to how to start that system, start that for VTC.
Alan, I just want to say thanks.
Website. So the Cryptex website is going to be a place that not perfect, but we want it to be a place that you guys can like log in, and we can we can coordinate through there a little bit easier. I'll show you some of the snapshots. It's like I said, it's not going to be it's not perfect yet. Why is Discord not letting me? There it is.
Mineable coin. I mean, we could use a lot of things and somehow do that. I mean, personally, I think it's really interesting. But from my perspective, I think it'd be really, really interesting. It'd be a good learning experience. You should probably, like, for the Cryptex website, like, take out like Litecoin and Dash and put RS and RS.
There at all. I think I want it to be, once we can pay art guys and graphic designers more, we can get a better logo, a better even site in general. I'm not saying that this is like a shitty site or anything. It's pretty good for what it is, but we want it to be a lot. Yeah, yeah, less, yeah. This is, most of it is, I'm pretty sure this is Java. You know, I think, like, I don't really know for sure, like, how he did it, but I see in some of the tabs that he has there, like, WordPress stuff, so I'm thinking that it's a lot of that. So I think we're definitely going to, in the future, develop a better, you know, website. This website you're going to be able to log in through Discord with, which is awesome, I think, in my opinion. So everything is right there. And hopefully he said that we're going to be able to, like, see our roles, and, like, we're going to be able to update you guys and stuff through there. So it's going to be an awesome thing. Cryptex Connect. Yeah, so the thing is, we see basically the idea behind it is we're seeing a lot of people invest in BitConnect and using their lending platform because they don't want to necessarily, you know, worry about investing themselves. They want to see passive income. So the analysts that are here that are always looking around 24/7 for building the site, for building Cryptex itself, we want to be able to have, like, some sort of a payout system. There's already things like that, like a lot of Bitcoin tumblers and stuff like that. You can, you know, have it send to different addresses, so we can have it automatically set up that way, or we can set it up some other way that might be better that you guys are aware of. But yeah. That was a lot of information to put to a lot of people very suddenly, so I'll just let that go.
Pretty sure there'd be a lot of people in here who would have experience with websites. Like, I've got basic knowledge. Three people already.
Would be interested in volunteer. Andrew.
It's value based on, like, other coins that are out there. So, like, say, the fund in general or whatever, you know what I mean? If you had like 10 coins and then it held its value based on what those 10 coins do.
We would kind of set up like BitConnect, so we would probably, Cryptex itself would probably hold 20 to, I would say, 40% of the coins that's in circulation, just to keep it, you know, somewhat regulated. I mean, it's supposed to be decentralized, but to keep it stable, to keep it stable. And I think the way we can loop around a lot of these legal loopholes is that if you DEX as a coin, that itself will be the investment. Because if we set it up based off of how much money they have in you know, whatever currency they're using or whatever country they're in, we might have some legal regulations that would make this a lot more difficult. So I think making it into a coin itself is, but maybe we can even develop a way for it to be based off of other coins that it's based off of. But we want Cryptex a significant amount of the, you know, it's going to be an index fund, so we want to own a significant amount of that we're invested in. So if we can build up enough capital, we can basically buy up VTC and have a vote as to what's going to happen with VTC in the future.
Basically control.
It sounds evil that way, but but I guess a little bit of a way, but it's going to be more geared towards, we're an index fund and you guys are the analysts, so it's, you know, any of the moderators' official say as to what's going to happen for sure. As an index fund, we have to set up that voting system, whereas you guys would have a say. That's why we're building that into the website as we speak. But yeah, in the simplest form, yes, to be able to have like some sort of control as to what's going to happen, because VTC can just tomorrow they can all just sell out and just run away with the money. You know what I mean? So it'll basically be running these coins that we believed in, and the people will have some sort of say as to what the future of whatever we invest in. But that's all really, like, I don't want you guys to worry about that too much. It's something for the future, hopefully early January. But yeah, so don't worry about it too much, but I'm just letting you guys know that's what we plan on doing in the future. So if you contributing in positive ways here, it would really, really help us reach that goal. And it's not a goal just for us as the moderators, but it's a goal for you guys as the people.
See that working, but for us to have a significant say on what would happen with, let's say, Bitcoin, how much would we actually have to have as assets?
Well, a lot. A lot.
You got to remember that Lies, Yoko, you guys, and a lot of other people in here have been in this for a decent amount of capital, but there are a lot of us that don't have much capital to our name, and we're still trying to build up. A lot of us are newbies, so that's just quite extra.
Well, we would have to look at the market cap, and I think we would have to set up, of course, like us as the mods, we would have to set up personal relationships with the people that we're investing in. So we're like, just the way how we're doing it with RLC really is like a test for this concept. I don't want to like say for sure that, hey, like this is what Cryptex is going to be for sure, because like if, you know, something like RLC doesn't work out and it shows that like, hey, maybe the people don't really want this, we can shift our focus maybe on just being the best Discord server out there, or maybe doing something else. But for now, that's what we believe we can become, just through the power that you guys have, because we have very, very, very skilled analysts here that, if put in a situation where it's like they can have like real focus on specific, you know, coins, or just shift their focus in a positive, productive way for everyone, then we can all win.
I agree. I'm just asking because
yeah,
it's a little bit different, but
yeah,
I was just thinking about the market cap. It's so big.
Yeah, really, really big. So maybe not right away on Bitcoin, but that's, yeah, in the future. A lot of this, what I'm saying, is for the future, and I am like working pretty hard on developing it. And it sounds like that we're going to be able to do this a little bit faster, because Fly has a background in that. I didn't know about that until today, so we're going to speak more in depth personally as to how we would go about this. But yeah. So yeah, I don't want to take up everyone's time, but I just wanted to let you guys know like about what we're doing behind the scenes, you know. But I suppose for now, the official, you know, meeting for what we came here for, which was mainly to talk about, you know, RLC, to do a quick recap. Anyone who wants to participate in the campaigning for RLC, you can contact me directly or say something in chat now. You will be given permissions to speak in Research Center, and Research Center will be used as a place to coordinate those ideas. Hit me up. Okay, Hendrix, got you. So everyone who wants to participate in the, you know, campaigns for RLC, we're going to be coordinating that in Research Center. We're basically going to be targeting devs. So if you have any information as to how we can get into the attention of these devs, speak up in research chat. That's our plan for RLC. We went over a few other coins that we were looking at. Loopring, amazing investment right now, about 20 cents. That's going to do really well. What else did we talk about? Power just had that whole Australian thing. And Australia just invested into them. They're doing pretty well. Am I forgetting anything?
I don't think so.
Our own currency, whereas we would become an index fund in a way. Who get to be a turkey? Yeah, I'm going to give you guys the turkeys right after this chat. So yeah, so I suppose the official meeting is over. If this is a good time for you guys to talk, we can do these talks more often. I would love to hear your guys' voices more and just set something up where we can speak in this Socratic way. I do enjoy hearing the voices and actually actually materializing these people and not letting it just be like text on the screen and actually getting to hear what the person thinks, So
I'm too scared to talk, man.
I appreciate everyone who came in and just like we could actually, talk about something productive, It really it says a lot for the group because sometimes I'm not sure if like this group is more geared towards just like messing around and just like for the memes and for the lols and stuff, but being here and actually getting you guys in this chat proves that we can do it and the power of Cryptex is real. So I appreciate everyone for joining. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks.
I was kind of expecting more silence than there was.
Yeah, man's voice.
Question, Alan. Speaking about like good suggestions and good coins, where can we do that? Like another channel or in the voice chat?
I would, and thanks everyone for thanking me, but I'm really supposed to be thanking you guys. But I really recommend posting. What we really want to do is like not make more channels because that splits everyone up in a way to look for more information. So I think maybe we can do some more pinned posts and questions and answers for questions that are commonly asked like what coins they should be into. But you see, that's really hard because I do a lot of work to make sure that we stay unbiased and we don't become, a pump and dump group or a shill group. So if there's a conflict of interest, if we just say like, hey, invest in RLC because all of us invest in RLC, that's arguably like shilling. So maybe we can talk about coins that have done well and that have proven to do well, like outside of our own opinions. So we can sort of loop around that hole in a way from being like stuck in the whole like, hey, don't go to Cryptex, they're just pumping VTC. You know what I mean?
The reverse.
Like something that is not out yet. You could like say something like you're invested in it. You have some coins of yourself, and you could explain why you think it's viable to and why you think it's worthwhile.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It needs to be known. Like we need to make we have to make disclaimers like as to like, hey, we are in no way telling you that you are going to make this amount of money, that this is going to do for sure well beyond all reasonable doubt. So disclaimers, disclosure, that would probably be a better way to go across this.
The coins that you should look at. How about we do the opposite? So we say the coins that you shouldn't might be a lot easier because there are coins that we all know of that are just terrible. I'm not talking about like Bitcoin Cash, and like I'm talking about Connect, like it being a Ponzi scheme. So people when they come in, they don't get scammed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just another way of doing it.
You know, I agree. I like that. I like that, but you know, there's a lot of, you know, as I said before, conflict of interest, and I'm not disagreeing with you in any way, but like someone could say you don't recommend BitConnect, but BitConnect is doing well. A while ago, I would tell people, if people would ask me about Feathercoin, I would tell them, "Hey man, don't invest in that. That's a shit coin." But like now, it's way different only because of like it's non-ASIC based, and we have like problems arising, like too much control over one coin, and then that's why ASIC like non-ASIC based coins are doing well these days. So basically things change, and I think that it should be if we do it, maybe there's no way to exactly make sure that no one would make allegations against us, but what we're trying to do is keep Cryptex as safe as possible.
There has been conflicts with Nexus, and people have been saying that, you know, it was just a big pump and dump, and now that I think about it, it's probably not the best idea. So yeah, I do agree. I'm just thinking about other coins, people who have invested and lost a lot as a result. Yeah.
Post. Thank you so much. Hackerman said, used it before, hate the people, 10 out of 10 would join again. I think Hackerman has left and joined our group about 4 different times so far. So yeah.
It has been taken down. Everything. That one. Pretty anarchist about those sort of things.
Would this be the time that we chose for today? Would that be a good time for you guys to meet again if we started doing this more often? Because the hard thing about setting up things like this is that we're international, so we have like people from everywhere. It's hard to like set one time in stone because people are, you know, all over the place. Is this a good time that we chose it for today?
For me, it's probably for us.
Yeah, Australians, man.
Yeah, maybe the weekend might be better, as well as because you'll get that in like everybody in Asia. But it's just like I don't know. I mean, I've got a very flexible timetable. I'm just not sure about Eddie and like Big Boy and a few of the other people from.
As to how I got, I was in class and I knew this kid. His name is Eric Volpert. His dad is Nate Volpert, which is he's like at he's a really big player at an American fund called Vanguard, one of the fastest growing places. So I was like really, me and him, we were always riffing off of like crypto, and this was back when crypto was back at like up to like $75. It did that rise up to 13K and or 1300 actually, had that major dip. I don't know if you guys were back in crypto back then, but it went up to 1300, and then it did this major dip all the way back down to 75. And for the first time after that, I saw like hey, this is like the next big thing. And unfortunately, after Mt. Gox happened, I had bought a little bit before then, but I didn't really believe in it. But when it did go up that high, that's when I knew this was the next big thing. And I unfortunately sold back when it hit, I think last year, back when it went up to about 2K. So I'm really mad at myself for doing that, actually, because be like way richer than I am. But yeah, we all learn from those kind of mistakes.
That's 2020. My portfolio going when I was TTC, if I invested $1,000, my portfolio would have doubled by now. And I didn't list. Well, I did. I bought VTC, but I didn't buy that. So I think Kurt was talking about $30 or something. Or like
yeah.
Invested myself in it, but I was like, what the fuck is this all about? This can't be real. So I was one of those idiots.
And something they don't really believe in. They don't really know. That's like an idiot move. But yeah, on paper, when people were explaining it way back when, it's kind of like, oh, it's basically the internet of money. Like, that doesn't really sound like when you would tell people like, oh, it's basically currency that's like on computers and stuff like that. The thing that you're thinking is it's a Ponzi scheme. Anyone can just create, like fake money, and everyone does. But essentially, with the whole blockchain system, it's supposed to be, limited, and people don't really understand how it worked. But as it's rising, it's getting way, way, way more media attention, and people are starting to get into it. And I don't want to allude to the index fund too much because it's still very up in the air, but we want to basically get a lot of those people who want to invest in blockchain and crypto and that are hearing about this. And we want to get their attention and basically pull them in as. But I'll stop with the index fund talk. I was just saying,
I heard about Bitcoin, I was like, idea, because like it was the whole idea of sticking it to the banks and like, how old was I, like 19? I was like, this is going to be the best thing because I hate banks and insurances and people. No offense to anybody in here. I was a teenager. And that was my sort of 19-year-olds. What can you do?
I heard a lot about Bitcoin, but I never knew that the blockchain system was behind it. And then when I found out about blockchain, I was like, "Holy shit, this is a nice idea. Let's find out." And then you start researching, you start understanding the whole thing, and that's how you come. That's where I'm at today. Yeah.
It didn't make enough sense for me, and Ponzi schemes I never invested, which back and go, fuck, I should have.
Actually get bitcoins.
10,000 bitcoins for the pizza. I'm just like, yeah, I didn't want to say that, but now you.
Yeah.
Because no, he sold because he had no money, so he said. But back then, like a fraction of a cent, so know, at the end of the day, he gained that beat. So he was the real winner. But if it wasn't for him, Bitcoin wouldn't be what it is. It was the first use case, wasn't it? Pizza, maybe people can say that. But if it's
At least he got other people just deleted all their Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he would have had a lot more. But like you say, hindsight's a wonderful thing. How many of the Bitcoin dollar after being like not, you know, you're looking back with the hindsight of going, well, it's worth 7,000 today, so you know, you were worth nothing back then. He was lucky to get a pizza.
Something, and he dropped that he had 1,000 Bitcoin. And then I asked him, how the hell did you not sell before? Like, I would have sold Bitcoin if it was like $1,000, even less than that. Basically, he completely forgot about him. He invested at some point, and then he went away and he forgot about him. And then it's like $5,000 a piece. And he's like, holy shit, I still have some Bitcoin. And he finds out.
Only people
Yeah.
really trusted them to a nerd perspective were like, oh, people forgot. Because say if you bought like two cents each and it reached $5, you'd sell. Most people would, because you'd have fucking hundreds of thousands of them. It's like the GRS guy when people panicking because someone sold 3 million GRS, and he was like, he went from when we started from $3,000 worth of GRS to 4.5 million. Do you blame him for selling? Like, he's a kite day gone, what the fuck? Picture of the order book when the 3 million were being sold, and Christ, when I stopped driving in 10 minutes or something, with pictures and show it, the order book looks stupid. When it was at about 20, I think, when the sales were going. It was on the blockchain Explorer, 900,000 GRS at a time. It's like everything. Dream. That guy's going shopping. No.
Always dealership as we speak.
Damn right. The valuation of 300 grand than what it should be, but that marketing when it was what 9 cents, and that's what the value would have been. So that's well 300 grand. So that just shows that if you buy a shitload of it for 3 years. Yeah, alright.
Wow. Oh, sorry, go on, Mac.
Now, when it looks like they're aiming for point. So it's like Bitcoin, which is just a general currency. Like FTC are at point of sale stuff in the blockchain, and I was talking to the developer. We're gonna look at making our own terminals and stuff like that, you know, so like their own debit will work with our apps. And I was like, why don't you just do what 10x has done and link it? It was like, well, yeah, that'll be make terminals for every business when you can just use it. Like,
I agree.
That makes much more sense to get it on, you know, the debit card systems. down the line, look at making your own work off your phone. Just probably integrate. You know, the technology is there. You just need to adapt to it. Like they say, don't reinvent the wheel. Just use it.
And got 7 that were actually decent enough. The other 50 coins were just like the other ones were just like I just wrote down pretty much whatever I saw, like Tether and Via, Very Coin, and those sort of things. Very Coin's alright in my opinion. I think they've got all problems that they have to deal with. So that might be that's only like 40 cents, but I have to do more research. Yeah. And just sitting there, it looked like a good price. Yeah,
it. Only a couple better than nothing.
Where lots of returns will see the light. I honestly believe that.
Depends what like stuff like Feathercoin, a bit of awareness. It's like the easiest, like so that's why I think we should see, because that obviously going to be the hard project. Something like FTC will be good for the shop. Do you know the saying about the coin of the month? If you do too much in a month, people are going out reaching to do stuff. Any developers are going to get on both tracks within a month. If you look and then some more short terms, because there's enough to say, right, we'll look at Featherkit and we'll do RLC as well. Because it's not going to take too much. The Feathercoin devs seem actually putting stuff as well, because when I was talking, he was like, oh yeah, great idea, like I'll look into it, and there was like, meh. It's like I gave the Bitcoin ideas and they were just like, nah. Like saying like, oh yeah, it's amazing for gamers minding their own art because ASIC friendly bullets and stuff. And I'm like, well, why API integration so you can actually, you know, tip with it comes up on the stream tips, you know, like structure with VTC and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, they can just put a drum. And I'm like, you know, you kind of know. It's like saying to a shop, why pay with BTC when you could just BTC for BTC, put it back into the fear. You know, you miss trying to solve. When you could just use like normal coins, and like you completely miss that idea. I can find that picture for you now of when the big sell. Many pictures on my phone.
Sorry guys, I'm sorry. There's so much growth potential with market dominance, even though Bitcoin is not that great. In my personal, it's a great coin.
Was the bills up?
Yeah.
Did you just say Bitcoin? Oh, Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I said Bitcoin, like if Bitcoin entered, then really
yeah,
die off pretty quick. So, yeah, wait, Ziggy in here, man. I want to hear his voice.
And it's got a great name. You can't really compete. Fuck is this bit? GRS, everyone shits in the name. It's not the best. I understand that. It's not fucking. It's not a buzzword, but it's like, I love it. It grows in you. But
So,
what coins I'd say? Fedora coin. I'm gonna make a scam coin.
Yeah. I had a look at all
Just a team page where it looks like a fucking hobo. Have you seen that picture?
Yeah.
It looks like a fucking proper homeless person. Where's this fucking...
Oh yeah, we got.
Yeah. RLC and LRC. Yeah, and the direction of the way this Discord is going. Alan will write something somewhere, or one of the mods will just mention like what we've talked about. I think I don't know what our overall opinion was. Like, you know, everyone like sort of gave everyone advice.
So they're like, yeah, we'll just do this one. It's like, yeah, because you've already got fucking loads of it, you little shit.
Yeah,
got voted through. I like FTC because it's going to be piss easy to fucking make money on.
But we didn't really talk about FTC though.
The coin's been stretched at the moment. Unless, does anyone currency coins are like low cap and shit? FTC's just gone up, but like what we did with the GRS is stuff for it. So we bought in slowly, and we had Korean translations and everything before we actually started marketing it. So like, do that FTC, let it cool down a bit, let it correct a bit, and then buy in. But all the material ready to market. In the grand scheme of things now, FTC is still, what, 2.6? And it was 17 like 2 days ago, so it's still pretty high up. Close to 50% gain. It's looking at 22 cents at the moment, market cap of 728 Bitcoin.
It peaked at 28, didn't it? I'm definitely going to pick up more. I picked up FTC when it was like 10 cents. I'm saying this coin. I'm not saying it's a good coin. It's just one of those coins that sort of no. Because I have nothing.
To Binance, guys, I decided to log on to Binance, and apparently I have 500 500 Tron coins for free. Interesting.
Yeah.
$1. Nice. Thanks, Binance.
With Vericoin, I've seen it be been advertised to hell because and I don't know if you all know him, and he makes like 16 different Discord accounts a day because we keep banning it. I had to kick him when I was the moderator of Vertcoin. I had to kick him like 16 times. He just kept popping back up. He has he's got a Facebook page, and basically he names it every day to like whatever coin he's showing. And I know he's Vericoin, but he seems to be, on the ball with what he's showing. So like he went from to Vericoin to Lisk to Power, so he's always in, the one that's doing well. But I know he's done Vericoin, so I don't know how much that would affect it if we did look at it, because it's already been done.